Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. Today is the day. Today is my colonoscopy prep. Tomorrow is when I'll actually do the procedure, but today is part one, where I have to be on a liquid diet. I can basically only have like chicken broth today. And I also have to take all sorts of different laxatives and things that make you poop. And originally, my colonoscopy was scheduled for May, and they only just called while we were in Alabama and moved it up to this week. So I don't have any of that stuff. So we're going to go get it now and pick up everything we need. And I'm just going to kind of document this process, and hopefully this can be helpful for anyone that has to have a colonoscopy in the future. Maybe you'll know a little bit more what to expect, because I think sometimes seeing someone live it can be more beneficial than just like a few sheets of literature. So we're gonna go pick up the stuff, and we're gonna get started on, let's just call it a memorable day. Okay, so these three things, the holy trinity of poop. One of the things I have to get is Gatorade, because you have to, how's it work? You have to mix it with...
Miralax is a powder, it gets mixed with it.
Okay, you mix it with the medicine, and it helps you get the medicine down. But you can only pick very specific types of Gatorade. They said I'm allowed to have clear, which clear is very ambiguous. I guess it just means this, which I would call white, but whatever. Or lemon lime. So I guess lemon lime. And I need 64 ounces of this?
Yeah.
That's a big jug, right?
How many ounces is the big jug?
128, which is a lot, but I will drink it eventually. I like Gatorade. That's a lot of Gatorade.
28 ounce one's over here.
That's all right. I can't say that I'm like excited about this, but I'm not nervous.
Oh, it's not bad.
Maybe I'll be nervous soon, but I also, for the CAT scan the other day, I had to drink that barium thing, and that
I imagine this is better, honestly.
the barium stuff was gross. It wasn't like the worst thing I've ever had or anything, but there's no part of me that enjoyed it. It was not like, oh, this is okay. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get through this. We'll see how this goes. So the whole thing, whole bottle into that, and that's twice as much Gatorade as we need, but I'll drink.
You can drink this otherwise.
Yeah, because it's Gatorade.
Yeah, and you probably want some of that electrolytes for dehydration.
So Mal had to do this as well for her endosurgery. Not all of this stuff, just some of this stuff. But because she had to do some of this stuff, she made the recommendation of making sure it's cold.
And you use a big straw.
A big straw?
Yeah, and you want to, when you use the big straw, because you have to pour like 8 ounces every little bit.
Yeah.
You want to get it towards the back of your mouth so it doesn't hit your tongue.
Okay. Anyway, we're preparing this part now because I have to start drinking this in an hour.
Yeah.
But I have to start something different in 5 minutes. That's this thing, which people online have been like, oh, you have to do that. So they've been really hyping this up as this is terrible. This is the magnesium citrate.
Some people don't like this part, though, the Miralax.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was that bad.
My suspicion is that all of these things are probably subjective. So, I think just in a general sense, if you are talking to someone who's having something done, you should probably be vague. The one thing that you shouldn't do is you shouldn't be like, oh, that's terrible. That's the worst thing. Like, don't do that, because if someone's getting ready to do a thing, that's not going to make them feel better.
Or make it easier on
them. It's not gonna make them that easier on them in any capacity. So my advice would be just be like, okay, you can do it.
You can do this.
I know I can do
Seriously,
this.
this wasn't bad. I don't know about that. I didn't have to do that part.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. This is 10 ounces, and I have to drink the entire thing. And the other thing is that, all of these are laxatives. I don't know if I've ever taken a laxative in my entire life. Like, because of my bowel issues, my stool I don't have that problem where I experience constipation or hard stool. Like, that is so rare It basically never happens. I have the opposite problem. So this is going to suck, to be honest, because I already have the opposite problem, and I'm about to make it a lot worse with laxative. This is lemon flavor. It sounds nice. But they also said to mix this with apple juice or Sprite or ginger ale if you need to for the flavor. So I might try this on its own just to know what it tastes like. But then, if it is bad, then I guess I'll mix it in with something else. 2 o'clock, the day prior to your procedure, that's today, drink the entire 10-ounce bottle of magnesium citrate. This can be mixed with Sprite, ginger ale, or apple juice if needed to help with the flavor. Also, do not drink this if you have congestive heart failure or kidney failure, which I do not have, so I'm good. And also, this is probably obvious, but don't follow these directions. Like, if you have to do something like this, follow what your doctor tells you to do.
Mine was different.
Because Mal's was different. Mine is different. So, don't use this as a guide. But if you have something similar coming up, you can use this to, judge my experiences, and maybe they'll help you prepare a little bit better to kind of understand what's coming up. Shake well before using. Drink a full glass of liquid with each dose. People
take that sometimes if they're very constipated, on a week, for the entire week, they'll take a dose. You need to drink the entire bottle.
Okay, adults 12 years of age and over, 6.5 to 10 fluid ounces in 24 hours, which is the bottle. Okay, I don't know why you have to shake it, but all right. So it says it's going to be divided into doses. I'm going to try it. Again, this has been hyped up to me as being something that's particularly foul. But taste is subjective. So we'll find out. Oh, look at that, little fizz. Like a Sprite. Like a medical Sprite. It is lemon flavor. It smells like Sprite. I'm not even joking. It smells like warm Sprite. I don't know if I can refrigerate this or not. I assume I could. That's why you shouldn't trust everything you read on the internet. Honest to God, and I'm not joking with you. That was almost tasty. Wild. This tasted like really strong Sprite. Huh. I mean, you probably shouldn't go out on a weekend and have this for fun, but
No, you shouldn't.
Because it'd only be fun going in, not coming out. But this was no problem. Lunch today is this stuff. Bone broth chicken, good enough to drink, which is good because that's how I'm going to get my calories today. So I'm microwaving that right now. I have chicken broth, and then I can also have apple juice, and we got some white grape juice. And you can have soda. I just don't. It has to be clear soda, right? So it has to be Sprite or ginger ale. But I'll just drink water. I'm fine. Now that I've taken,
tea too.
And I can have tea. I can even have coffee if I really wanted, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Now that I've taken that magnesium citrate, though, the process has started. So at some point soon, I'm gonna start going to the bathroom. Mal gave me the advice of trying to use toilet paper as little as possible. We have some of those wipes, baby wipes, and I'm gonna.
Bidet is better, but we don't have one.
Yeah, we don't have a bidet, but in order to avoid going raw, I'm gonna probably just try and focus on using the wipes today. But none of that started yet. First, I have to have lunch. We swang through the drive-thru of Jimmy John's because Mal can have a sandwich. I cannot. So I had 2 of these of soup, not soup really, I guess broth for lunch. It's now been an hour. All of that started at 2. I'm going to kind of keep a vague timeline of what's going on. So that was at 2. It is now 3, and I'm taking 2 of the Dulcolax tablets, which are really, really tiny. And I have to drink a ton of water with this. So I'm going to finish off this water. I have not yet went to the bathroom, but my stomach has certainly had a voice. Because you can hear, like, my stomach will be like, blah, 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 blah. So, it's coming. Tank.
Look at that angel. He misses us.
Oh yeah, I've also had him on my lap for a while. He cute. He very, very cute. Yeah. Good boy. It's now 4 o'clock. I'm having some apple juice. The chicken broth tastes good, but it doesn't really have any calories in it. So I'm trying to give myself some calories. So there's at least calories in the apple juice. I haven't went to the bathroom yet, but I think I'm probably close. It's been 2 hours since I took that magnesium citrate, and an hour since I took the Dulcolac. So like my stomach hurts, and there's definitely the cramping of like, oh, you're gonna have to go to the bathroom, but it also just sort of hurts, and I wonder maybe if I'm hungry. I'm not sure, but I figured some calories would help. So, apple juice. It's like I'm at a hotel, Mal.
Oh my gosh, you're at a hotel.
It's like I'm staying at a fancy hotel that's modeled after where I live. Time for another update. I finally went to the bathroom. It was probably what you expected. It very quickly was like, oh, this is just pure water. And I've only went the one time. I was on the toilet for 45 minutes, and it's just because you don't feel done.
Yeah.
And then you go again. So like, you're not done. You're just like, you're like, I don't think I can get up yet.
Yeah.
And then finally you're like, oh no, okay, yeah, so I did go again. And then you're like, but I still don't feel like I can get up yet. And then like, I'm still, this might seem insane, I'm still trying to like work. So like, I got up and I finished finally, and I went to the computer, and as soon as I sat down, my body was like, you could go. And I was like, don't you dare. You hold it. I'm trying to get this Photoshop file done. So I'm like trying to get things done. Anyway, it's already now 5 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock I get to start the Miralax. Now, as a reminder, this is 8 ounces of Miralax mixed with 64 ounces.
Bottle.
Yeah, 8 ounces is one bottle.
Yeah, it's 8.3 ounces.
Mixed with 64 ounces of Gatorade. This is lemon lime Gatorade. It doesn't smell bad.
I didn't think this part was that bad.
I'm drinking out of a measuring cup because it's a little easier, so I'm gonna drink with the groove that it can go into my mouth.
I didn't think it was terrible.
I don't know that I taste it.
Once I got down to the bottom little bit of it, I didn't want any more. But the first few were fine.
Okay. So I have to drink 8 ounces, and then I have to drink another 8 ounces every 15 minutes until I've finished half of this. Although half of this is 64, and 8 ounces times 4 is 32. So I have to drink 4 of these in the next hour. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't seem bad. Easy. And again, tasty. It tastes like Gatorade. I don't taste the Miralax at all in that.
You will.
I will?
You will. But
When?
even then, I didn't think it was terrible.
You mean like at the bottom?
I don't know. It gets worse.
Okay. I believe you. I think I may just use this to measure and then pour it into a normal cup, though, because it's kind of hard to drink out of this thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna put my bartender spoon in here so you can just stir it.
Okay.
Just to make sure nothing's settled.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now that it's a little more empty.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So in 15 minutes, I'll drink another 8. And then in 15 minutes after that, I'll drink another 8. And then 15 minutes after that, I'll drink another 8. And then hopefully by that time, if math works, I will be halfway done with this mixture. And that's like it. And then at some point I take more of those pills. That's it?
Yeah, at 7. And then you drink the other half of this.
Okay. Well, obviously, like, there was a lot of folks that had been kind of hyping up how bad the taste was of all this stuff, but I haven't had a single problem. Now, I do believe that I'm probably not going to enjoy the pooping very much, because, you know, after a while, it's exhausting. I know, because not this exact thing, but like this, in a relative sense, is my life. It has been my life since I was young. You know, I have bowel issues, and you know, I have frequent need to go to the bathroom. My stool is never it's rarely, I'll say rarely, very rarely normal, and it normally trends towards this direction. So I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm like completely used to this, but I'm at least somewhat used to this. The biggest thing that I see is going to be a frustration is that I am trying to do stuff, and it just sucks, because when you have diarrhea, you have a moment's notice. Like, you're sitting there doing something and your body's like, hey, and you just go, oh, and like, that's the part that's going to suck. But as far as the taste thing, you know, we'll see if this changes over time, but like right now I'm feeling pretty good about this whole experience, which is good, because it has been hyped up to be a really bad thing, and so far it's been okay. Got my snoozy buddy with me. So it's a little bit later. What time is it? I think it's 6:15. It's 6:15. As per my directions, I had to drink 8 ounces of that Miralax Gatorade mixture, starting at 5, and then every 15 minutes. So 5, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, and then I had to stop because I'm supposed to drink half. So 8 times 4 is 32 ounces, which is half of 64, so I stopped at 5:45. I went to the bathroom now, I want to say 5 or 6 times. And, you know, it's not a bad experience. You know, there's not any pain or anything. It's diarrhea, so it's that sudden urgency of, like, I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I gotta go in there. There's been a few times where, like, this is kind of going into what I'm talking about, where, like, I finish and then I come in here and I just sit down and I got to go back in, and that sucks. It's also sucked to go up and down the stairs every 15 minutes to drink that stuff, but that stuff has never tasted bad, and I've now finished half of it, and that's pretty good. I decided it's actually a good day to update the operating system on the computer, because I've never moved to Monterey, and Final Cut just got an update, and I got a feature that I want to use. There's a feature where you can use machine learning to isolate voices in your audio clips. So it's like really powerful background noise removal, basically. And I want to try it out, but it requires Monterey. So it's like, well, you know, I'm not even on my computer very much today because I keep having to run to the bathroom. This is probably a good day to just let this thing do its thing. So, yeah, as soon as I turn this off, there's a good possibility I'll be back in the bathroom. It sucks. It really sucks. In about 45 more minutes, at 7 p.m. is the next thing. I'm just kind of holding on for dear life until then. Those look very good.
Uh-huh.
I can't have any.
Nope.
It's one of the things that I've struggled with is the little peanut butter pretzels here. I tend to keep like some sort of little snack out, and you know, sometimes if I walk by, I'll just grab just a tiny bit. You know, I usually grab like 2 of those. And my brain really wants one of those pretzels, but then the other part of my brain has to be like, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, oh yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I just heated myself up the last of that.
That container.
Yeah, I have multiple containers of chicken broth. So the problem with the chicken broth, I mean, it's good in the sense that it's something different than like a typical liquid, so it tricks your brain into thinking like, oh, this is dinner, but there's no calories in this. This cup has like 20 calories or something, so it's not really filling you up. But
Is it tasty enough though? At least?
But it's tasty. Yeah, it's tasty. Yeah. So I'm gonna have that, and then I'm probably just gonna have some like apple juice or white grape juice or something, just to because there's a lot of calories in that. So I'm gonna try and continue to drink that stuff. I have to. So at this point, I took my Dulcolax at 7, and I don't have any other requirements going on except continue to drink liquids until midnight. Try and drink at least 32 ounces of liquids, and it could be water, but the problem is water doesn't have calories, so it's probably best if I drink some other things with that too, to make sure that I'm getting some way of feeling just a little bit full.
You have more broth, and the other one.
And I do have more broth. I have more broth I can eat. So far, again, I feel okay. It's just, you have to go to the bathroom fairly unexpectedly, like it hits you. I managed to start getting a little bit of work done, but it's hard because you'll get started and you're like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden, oh no, then you have to run to the bathroom. So the experience today so far has not been like bad. It's just, I would call it mostly an inconvenience, just to have to continually go to the bathroom. The next big thing that'll happen isn't until the wee hours of the morning, right?
Yeah.
So starting at 2 a.m., I have to start finishing the second half of that Miralax Gatorade mixture. So I'm either going to have to go to bed and then wake up, because you have to drink it in 15-minute intervals over the course of an hour. So I'm either going to stay up or I'm going to go to sleep and then wake up. I don't know. I don't even know how well I'll be able to sleep with my body doing its thing. I'm not sure. So the rest of the evening is unknown, but we'll see what happens. It's now 10 minutes to midnight. Part of my directions were to try and have drank an additional 32 ounces of just liquids before midnight. And so this will, hi buddy, this will put me over that line. Hi, do you just need a lap? Really badly, huh? Gracious. I have obviously done my fair share of bathroom visits. I've been kind of in and out. Hi, Kepler. They can probably hear that. I've been in and out of the bathroom quite a bit, as you would expect. I'm definitely not done. The goal is when you are going to the bathroom that it looks like urine, essentially. I'm actually not there yet. I kind of expected that I would be there by now. I'm not. But that's okay, because there's still more to go. So I'm gonna drink this and get back to it, and then at 2 a.m., so I got 2 more hours, I start taking the Gatorade Miralax mixture again to try and finish that up. Oh boy. So I took I'm gonna call it a nap. After I finished drinking stuff around midnight, I decided I wanted to lay down for a bit. I knew I'd have to get up at 2, but I wanted to at least get a little rest at that point. So I laid down, which was nice. And now it's 2 in the morning, and I've gotten up because it's time to continue drinking my Miralax Gatorade solution. But you can only, again, drink 8 ounces every 15 minutes. So this is going to take probably about an hour. Well, it's all done. I have finished all of the prep as of now. I mean, I guess to a degree, I still probably have a little more bowel movements left in me before I actually go to the procedure tomorrow morning. But as a review, I drank that 10 ounce of magnesium citrate at the beginning of the day, and I just finished 64, although I think it was more like 70 ounces of Gatorade, lemon lime Gatorade mixed with the Miralax. And then I also had, I think, 4 Dulcolax tablets throughout the day. So that is a lot of laxative, especially for someone who I'm pretty sure I've never had laxatives in my life. I have went to the bathroom no less than 20 to 25 times. That'd be my estimate. I wasn't keeping a clear track of it, but a lot of times. And honestly, it could have been more, but there were a few times where honestly, I was just pissed. I was mad because I had just finished going to the bathroom and I got up and then my stomach was like, roar, roar, so I just kind of held it. The more that you move around, the more that you're like jostled and you have to go to the bathroom again. Because I noticed whenever we had dinner, whenever I was having my dinner and I would go sit on the couch, as long as I was sitting on the couch and I wasn't moving too much, I did all right. Like we were watching some TV and, I didn't have to get up very often while we were watching, but eventually, it hits you again. But it was like the act of moving from one place to another that really caused my stomach to get messed up. But I hope that this was helpful for somebody. Obviously, your mileage will vary, especially depending on whether you have to get your stuff yourself, because all of our stuff is over-the-counter stuff. That was doctors' recommendations. I know that some doctors prescribe things, and then you have to go to the pharmacy or the doctor's office to pick up like your mixture. And I don't know how that tastes because I've never had that. But I know for today, for myself, this really wasn't that bad. The drinking the stuff, like it was a pain, but there was never any part of it that was disgusting. Even the last of the Miralax mixture, I still never tasted it. It tasted just like lemon lime Gatorade to me. And obviously going to the bathroom sucks, but if you've ever had food poisoning or something, and the feeling of like going to the bathroom over and over and over again, it's like that, except you don't have the sickness feeling, like the cramping and stuff. It's just the act of going to the bathroom. So it was mostly an inconvenience, honestly. I'd go to the bathroom and be in there for a little bit, and then I'd get up, and hopefully I wouldn't have to go immediately again. But you're going to be in there a lot. One thing I will say is Mal's recommendation to use wipes. Use wipes. And the reason I say that is because I used kind of like half and half, just because wipes don't seem extremely absorbent to me. In my opinion, it seemed like I needed to start with paper, just lightly, just a little paper, and then move to the wipes. And even having done that, after all I've been through today, my butt is starting to be just a little raw. It's not like really, really awful, but it's enough where I'm like, oh, ooh. So if you were to use only paper, you would be in trouble. So if you have something like this coming up, buy wipes. But if you have a bidet, that's even better. If you've been on the fence about a bidet and you have a colonoscopy coming up, buy the bidet. That would be my suggestion to you. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I don't know if I explained that. I'm wearing this because I'm just cold. I haven't taken in anywhere near as many calories as I would in a normal day. I don't know if that has any effect on how cold I am, but it got nighttime and Mal's getting ready for bed, and I'm like freezing, so I put her robe on. But now that I finished all that stuff, I'll be going to bed. I'm gonna try and get a little sleep. Tomorrow is a big day. Fortunately, I will be out for the procedure. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain. But you know, I'll talk more about my experience with that end of it tomorrow. I assume it'll be very similar to the endoscopy in terms of the prep, and it's in the exact same place I had the endoscopy, which I had 2 months ago or whatever. So it'll probably be similar, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. For now, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm gonna maybe go to the bathroom one more time, and I'll go to bed. Thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?